Hello, everyone. Gilbert here, Red Dragon Model Works. All right. This is just an off-the-cuff one. I just decided to do it right away. Um, Yesterday we started with our Lagertha bust. We started painting the face, the hair, stuff like that there, and a lot of us, myself included, we finished. We did the final touches. We didn't do it live. Now, there's many reasons for that. Yesterday, we went close to 3 hours, 2.5 hours, and got most of it done. But I want to explain some of the things that I have done for those that were following along to where I got to that right there. Um, Now, she's not finished. I did some oil work on her, and I did her hair, so the oils have to dry. So I'll give it about, I don't know, 8 hours, and then tomorrow I could shoot this with a clear. I can go in and touch up the eyes, put a little gloss on her lips, and on the metal work that's on her face there and on her hair, and then touch up a little bit of her crown. But I want to talk to you about how I got to this point. I can't show you because I did it already, but I can at least talk you through it for those of you that are following along. So there's where we got. Where I'm at with her right now. So as you see, there she is. All right. So everything you see in front of me right here is what I used. So let me pull her off. I got her on a little spike here, and I don't want to get too handsy with her. But there she is at the moment. Let me see, right there. That's where this damn camera it won't focus. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Come on. So there's where I'm at the moment. I got some heavy lights beating down on her, so it's all the nice little work that I got in here and stuff. The lights are. Let me see if I maybe shut that one down. There you go. You're able to see the work that I have done. Hey, Josh. There's Josh. Nice, damn. So I'm not going to be going over and showing you physically what I did, but I'm going to talk you through it. So the face, you guys saw what we did yesterday. We went in. Do I have it in front of me? Yeah. She was primed. I used a Stynylrez light flesh, and I added a little bit of terracotta to it, and that was my base tone. Once that was done, I sealed it with a quick dusting of a matte coat, and then I went in with some tan flesh. Shot that. That's what you guys saw me do yesterday. A little tan flesh. Then I went in with the pale pink. A little pale pink with a little hint of tan flesh in there, just to darken it up. And then I did her eyes. You guys saw me do that yesterday. So I want to talk about what you see now. All this, like in here. You saw us using the pan pastels. We did that to go in there and get the shadows and all that. And then we left it at that. Once I did the eyes, it was a long day, and we left it at that. So last night, we were sitting with the guys, and I started working on the hair. Now for the hair, it was based in black. It was a black SEM. So what I ended up doing with the hair, where is it? I based it with this right here. Pro Acryl's dark golden brown. That was my base tone for the whole hair. Went over the whole hair with this here. With the Pro Acryl's dark golden brown, and that's what I used as a base. Let that dry. I didn't seal it. I let that dry. And then I went over. Now I had a palette in front of me, so I was mixing this. I had the dark brown, on a blob of it on a palette, and then I put down some of this Pro Acryl golden brown. So with the golden brown, what I did was I more or less just started to kind of like dry brush it on there, but I covered her whole head in this golden brown. Now here's the problem with this. And some guys that were watching say, hey, Kenny, how you doing, brother? When you put this on there and you see photos of Lagertha, her hair is not bright, blonde. She's a dirty blonde in the film, at least. So this is my base. These two were my base. This was my base tone. This was my underlying base, the golden brown. Put that all over everything. I let that dry. I sealed it. Then I made a wash. Liquitex transparent burnt sienna. Liquitex transparent burnt umber. So what I did was, once I did the wash of this, now I used my thinner here. It's a mix that I make, but you can use a glazed medium, or you can use a flowate or water, or just straight matte medium, whatever you want to use to thin it. So I thin that, and then I put it over the whole thing. Now what that does, when you put this on here, and you saw this, that if you put it on, you'll see that it's too blonde. What this does is it'll tint everything. As you can see it right there. You get the tint in there. So you get those little reddish highlights in there and stuff. I put that all on there, and with the excess, I went in and just took it off. It settled into the crevices. It stained everything, but it settled in the crevices. Let that dry, shot it with a quick coat of matte. And then I went in with this. This I had a wash the same way I made the wash out of with the burnt sienna, the transparent burnt umber, and I went over the whole thing inside the crevices, and then I started refining it. I went in with this one, with the wash of this, and then from the back here and all the little crevices, and I brought it this way. So I was running it into those little cracks in there. You see the little spots that are in here, the dark spots. And it's light enough. You might need 2 or 3 coats of it. What's up, Andres? But what it did was it started giving me the tonal variation that I was looking for. I didn't want it all blonde. I needed tonal variation in there. Once that was dry, this morning I shot it with a matte coat, and then I went in back with this, with the golden brown, and I put some ivory. I mixed ivory into it. So I lightened this up a little bit. So I put a little bit down. There was a blob of the ivory, a blob of the golden brown, and I dipped my brush into the golden brown, and I started mixing it to get a lighter color. And there I started just to carefully go over all the highlights, as you see here. I started doing the highlights. Now it's still a little glossy because the ink, I haven't sealed this yet. So went in there. Then I did that 2 or 3 times. Every time I did it, I did the whole thing first, let it dry, and then I added a little bit more white to it. Mixed it up, and then as the highlight that you see here, I started shortening it. So I would go a little bit here, a little bit there, all the way around. Let that dry, and then I added a little bit more white to it, and then just on the very tops, I started adding that. And that's where you get this nice, glow right in, like in here. So I did that all the way around. It's not hard to do. I can show you guys again if you need me to do it, but it's not hard to do. It's like I said, you still see all the shine there. That's from the ink. Once I shoot this with a matte coat, you're not going to see it. It'll blend all in real nice. So that's how I did the hair. So now we'll talk about the face. Now, you guys, if you go back on the live video yesterday, you'll see that most of this was done. A lot of it was done with pan pastels. Like in here, I used let's see, a red iron oxide. I used I'll pull them all out right here. This is a magenta shade, a light magenta shade, and a Payne's gray. These are the 4 that I used. And what I did was I went in, I got it real nice, feathered it, took a sponge, and just smoothed it all out. And that's what you saw me do yesterday. So there's no secret there. You guys saw that. So this afternoon, what I did was I always go over it again at once. All that's done, I shoot it, you know. Thanks, brother. I hit it with a matte coat, and then I went in with my oils. The skin tone was already there. So I took a little bit of this Payne's Gray right here. And then right in here, alongside here, I put a little dollop there and I just started to blend it in all the way down the side of her head here, underneath her neck, down in here, across the top, back over this way. You can see, just started blending that Payne's Gray on the back of her neck. You don't need a lot of it, just a very little bit of it. Once I laid that down, you take a blending brush and just blend it all in. You just take it and start blending it in, smooth it down. If you got a little bit too much, you take one of these sponges, you go in there, you wipe it down, get it nice and smooth. For the red, I use this. It's a Cadmium Red Light Hue. This is a light hue. It's red, but it's not as bright as regular red. So with that, there's a little dollop on the side. You can see here's my thinner right here. I clean my brush off. I wipe it down. I grab the brush. I take a little bit of this and just put a dot here, 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 just a tiny dot. And then with a filbert brush, I just go in and I start doing this. Just start moving it around, blending it all in. So I blended it here on her forehead, right here underneath the eye a little bit. Same here. I didn't put anything on the brush to get up underneath the eye. Whatever was on the brush from me going in here, that's what I went in and I just brushed it into there. I put a couple of drops up here and I moved it around. So I went in here, up underneath the neck, on the bottom of the neck here, right here by her trach, across here, and that is what you see here. It's not rocket science. You don't need to take 40 million classes to do it, although you can. But it's very easy to do. You just got to be careful when you use oils, because if you put too much of this down, you'll ruin the whole effect, and it'll take you forever for it to dry. There's not a lot of oil on this that I can shoot a clear coat maybe tonight on this, but right now I'm going to let it sit. I went in and I touched up her eyes a little bit with some black paint, Vallejo. Touched up the eyelids a little bit, and then underneath her eyelids here, to darken that just a scotch, again, Payne's Gray. I used a little Payne's Gray and I put a dot of it, like right here, right in the darkest spot. I put a dot of it and just blended it out. From here, this way. Same thing. From here, that way. So the darker will be here, the lighter comes out that way. Then I took like a microscopic bit of this lamp black on the end of the brush, and I worked that in, and it darkened it up, and that's what you see here. So, I know it's frustrating because you guys didn't see me do that live, but you got to understand, if you watch that live, you got 2.5, almost 3 hours, and we didn't complete everything. We didn't get the hair, and we didn't get the finishing touches on the face. What you see here is about another 2 hours worth of work. Let's see, 2 hours yesterday on the hair, off and on, and about an hour and a half, 3.5 hours to finish that off right there. The lips, I used Pro Acro Magenta and Evil Sun Scarlet Red. And what I did was I put a drop, I dipped my brush in there, took a little bit out, put a drop of this magenta, and I started mixing it. A little bit here, a little bit there, to get the right shade to get the lips. The gold that you see there, the gold is Retributor Armor from Citadel. It makes some great metallics. So that's what you see here. If you guys got any questions, like I know Mike Samowski and a few other people that were watching, if you have any questions, just contact me, man. I'll sit with you. I'll do a FaceTime with you. I'll do a a Facebook Messenger thing with you. I'll walk you through this. I mean, I got no problem doing it for you. I mean, I do it for people all the time. So I don't want you to think I'm hiding anything from you. I want you to be able to do something like this here. And if you need me to walk you through it while you're doing it, I'll be more than happy to sit with you. You know, just contact me. You know? So there's Lagertha. So she's not done. She's got I got to touch up. There's these little bangs that go on the side. Well, this one goes here. They go on the side here. There's 2 of them. I just finished painting them. I got to let them dry. Those will get glued on, but I'm not gluing those on until I seal all of this. But I hope you guys like how she's coming along. You can do this. All of you guys out there that are watching can do this. It doesn't take, you don't have to go to art school, you know, whatever. It just takes a lot of patience, and you got to know how much to use, how much paint to use, you know. Hey, Randy, how you doing? Mr. Gagliano. Hey, did you get a hold of Jerry, Randy? Yesterday you won that kit. You got to get a hold of Jerry. So don't forget to do that, Randy. So there's Lagertha. Now, the reason I told the guys go ahead and finish off her faces, that right there is going to take a lot of work. And this is going to probably take 2 sessions to do. So, you know, like, and that's how she's going to look on there when she's done. That wolf pelt, there's at least about 4 different colors in that wolf pelt. And then you have the base, which we'll do in oils, and I'll show you how I do it in oils. But yeah, that's how she's going to sit. And you can see she's starting to come together. You can see it. So, all right, Randy, cool. Congratulations, brother. As you saw in the beginning, I put a memoriam to Chris Cortell because, you know, the brother, we lost him. And you know, let's take a moment and reflect on some of the people that you met, you know, and how, you know, we're like leaves in the wind, brothers, you know. Here one day, gone tomorrow. So I've got a lot of stuff on my desk. I'm going to show you guys something, but I had to put pasties on her because I didn't want to get YouTube to get all on my shit. So I'm working on this. I just finished her off. You notice she's got pasties on. There's a skull that sits in her hand here. I did the full figure, you know, on the base, and I'll show that later. This is a bust. I still got to paint the knife. And I may be giving this one away to somebody, some lucky subscriber out there. I'll give this one away maybe. So we'll discuss that next Saturday about what I'm going to do with this one. I mean, she's got some bare breasts. I got the pasties on her, so I don't want YouTube to smack me around. So that's why I did that. But she's a nice little bust there, you know, little redhead, little ginger. And then, let me move this over here. I showed this a little bit yesterday, and I really need to finish her off. There's Tarna right there. Now, she's not glued together. Those pieces are just sitting there because I had the way the figure is, I have to paint it in pieces to put it together. So I just need to go in and do some shading, like here on her stockings, on her boots, on her brassiere, down here on her loincloth, and then her hair, put a little shading in her hair. And then start working on the base. But yeah, there's my girl Tarna, the last of Tyrakians. Heavy metal, any of you guys know. Now, I posted something earlier, and this gray was a little darker. I didn't like it. It was too dark, so I had to lighten it up. So there's my Tarna. But as I was saying, guys, I'm sorry, but you got to understand, man, there's a lot of work that goes into this. And 2 shows just to do the face would have been a little bit too much because we got to finish the base off. We got other stuff coming in the pipeline, and I don't want to burn these guys out, you know. So I told them at their leisure, you know, touch up the face or whatever, and then we'll work on it. But I wanted to tell you, show you exactly what I used, explain to you what I did to do it, you know, and if you need help, contact me. Those of you that are following along at home, if you need help, you know, in a certain, you know, area, just get a hold of me. No problem, man. I'll walk you through it. You know, if I got to get on a one-on-one with you, I'm more than happy to do it. You know, it's no biggie to me. I'm just happy to pass this along to each and every one of you. The other thing, let's see, I have, um, yeah, I think that'll be it. I think that's it, guys. So like I said, I just wanted to, what, my light. I just wanted to get on here for people like Mike Samolsky and a few other people. There, other guys know what they're doing, so I don't have to go into that. They just like to follow along with us so they can, the tips and tricks, whatever we're doing, they can incorporate into their work. But there are people that are just getting into this, and I have to take that into account when I'm painting these things. I don't, I have and I'll show you guys at the very top of this, the comment section. There's a buy me a coffee. If this is of any use to you guys, and if I'll show that right there, you can help me out, to keep streaming this stuff. I don't charge for showing anyone how to do this, but the StreamYard costs money. So if you can, at the very top of the comment section, there's a link. You can help a brother out. So there it is. That's what I'm going to. That's nice. So yeah, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you that for me, the face is done. I don't want to monkey around with her. I got the skin tone where I wanted it. You guys watched me do it yesterday. I started with one color and I didn't like it, and I went to another. What you see here is ink work. I did the pan pastels. I sealed on that, and the rest of it is these three right here: Payne's Gray, the Cadium Red Light Hue. I got these at my Hobby Lobby, and Lamp Black. I use seldom do I use Lamp Black, but I only use it when I'm trying to get a shadow on the eyes. But this red is a beautiful red. I'll show you. It's a really nice color red. See that? Well, I don't know if you can. It's not as bright as a regular red. It's got a nice. It's a little lighter. Dare I say lighter? So I like it for blush. For the skin tones and stuff. So if you want, pick yourself up one of these. You'll have it forever. I paid $8.50 for this, and I'll have it forever because I don't use a lot, just a little smidgen. But that helps. You see that? That gives it that nice little glow there. I wanted her pale. I didn't want her, dark. So because Lagertha's pale. But there she is, guys. I hope this helped. If you got any questions, leave a comment down below. If you're on the Styrene Syndicate or Red Dragon Model Works and you're following along, even if you're not, if you want to know how I did this and you're doing something similar and you want to, if this was of any use to you, get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to walk you guys through it. So thank you for watching, guys. Let's see. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Your problem's the hair. The hair has always been my problem, Randy. But once you start working it, you start understanding, like especially blonde hair. Blonde hair is the hardest, man. Because unless you're going with a platinum blonde, which is white, like a Marilyn Monroe type of platinum blonde, blonde hair can be a pain in the ass because there's a lot of different colors in there. It's like straw. You got the color of straw in there, and then you got some red, a little bit of red in there, a little bit of brown in there. And then the color of, the straw color in there, and then the highlight. So it can be a pain in the ass, but it's not difficult to do, And I thought these are the three paints that I used. Again, dark golden brown from Pro Acryl, golden brown from Pro Acryl, and not white. I use an ivory, and that's what an off-white or an ivory. A white is just too intense. So you want an off-white or an ivory. I use this a lot too when I dull down an ivory or an off-white when I'm dulling down yellow or something, or when I'm dulling down red, because a white can be too intense. It can mess with the color. So you want to you want to get like an ivory or something. So see, yeah, here. See, here's an off-white right here, and you can see the difference in the colors right there. That's an off-white. That's an ivory. That will change the color of your browns or your reds more so than this. This will make it more brighter. This won't be as bright, So Always keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to go upstairs and have me some corned beef and cabbage. So again, the Lagertha bust that we're doing, the session that we're doing for Lagertha, we're doing it in honor of Chris Cortell. You know, it's a sad day for our community. He meant a lot to a lot of people. He was a good man. You know, so he's going to be missed. People like him in this community, when they pass or they leave, they're missed. You guys have a great one, man. It's Gilbert saying peace. You know, be good to each other. You know, leave the drama to the goddamn queens. As Jerry says it, just paint it, man. Have a good one, guys. Ciao.